everybody, and welcome to For Your Joy. This is a Facebook Live show where we unpack biblical truth, and we do so with 4 questions in 4 minutes, and I pray that it is for your joy. Now, the reason that I wanted to do this is because as I look out across Facebook, and as I look out across the media, I see so much fear and so much negativity. And as Christians, we have all the hope in the world. We can have joy even in the midst of something like this because we know who Christ is. And they got me thinking, what might the Lord want me to do to just get that message out there and to share it with others? And I decided to do something like this, a very short daily episode where we look at 4 questions from the Bible, and then we take those questions and we look at how do they apply to our lives. So those 4 questions that we're going to be looking at every day are, who is God? We're going to be looking at the Bible and at the text of Scripture, and we're going to be looking at his character. We're going to be looking at his perfections. We're going to be looking at his holiness and his righteousness, and sometimes we're even going to be looking at his wrath. But we're going to be seeking to understand who God is, because you cannot understand who you are until you understand who God is. So first and foremost, every day we're going to first look at who is God, and we're going to look at that from the Bible. The second thing we're going to be looking at is, who am I? In light of this holy God, in light of this perfect being, who does that make me? Well, in many ways, that makes me vulnerable. That makes me incapable. In comparison to a holy God, I am a sinner. In comparison to a limitless God, I am finite. In comparison to a holy God, I am incapable of being in his presence. So every day I want us to understand what the Bible is trying to do is it's trying to get us to understand who God is in his holiness and in his perfections, but then who we are in our finite fallen humanity. And then once we've looked at that, I want us to understand who Christ is. Who Christ, while we were yet sinners, came to this earth to die for us in this great exchange. He came and took upon himself our death so that he could give us his life. He took upon us our darkness and our sin so that he could give us his light. This Jesus, and while we were enemies of God, came and made us friends of God so that we could know him and be in relationship with him. So I want us to understand that as well, but I don't want us to stop there. Because if we just stop at Jesus, then all we've done is done what most evangelical churches will do, which is say, believe in Jesus and you will be saved. Yes, that is right. But it's more than belief. Because if all you do is just raise your hand and say, yes, I want to go to heaven, then you haven't understood that Jesus also sent the Spirit of God to also redeem you and to also shape you and to also make you into something new. So every day we want us to understand not only who God is and who we are in light of that, we want to understand what Jesus has done on the cross. And we want to understand that because he gave us his Spirit, he's trying to make us into brand new creatures. And I hope every single day that instead of all the noise that you're getting out there on social media and on Facebook and on the news and everything else, that this little 4-minute show would be for your joy. So tune in tomorrow as we will tackle our very first text.